What up, y'all? I'm back with another review, and I'm here to review the newest project from my man Cadi entitled Ardor. Now, if you've been watching my channel for like the last almost 4 years, then you might remember when I reviewed his last project in like September of 2017 entitled Astral Almamatta. What I really remember about that project was just how unique it was. Like I found myself like laughing a few times at it, and it was just unique in the sense of not just the music, but I was also pondering certain things. Certain things were going through my mind during listening to that project. And now here we are, almost 4 years later. I mean, it was 2017, but it was September, so 3.5 years later, coming up on 4, and he's back with this new project, Ardor, and I'm here to review that now. I also not only am I reviewing it here, but I also reviewed it on OKThough.com, and I'll leave the link to that in the description. And I also interviewed him recently, so I'll be sure to leave the link to that on OKThough.com in the description as well. So let's go ahead and get right into this. The first track, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right. A lot of these titles for these songs, I'm actually I hope I pronounced them right. Some I know I will, but some it's like, we'll see. The first track, Hierarch. There's a real tribal feeling about this track because it's just fitting, if anything, because he expresses how he finds himself when he's in the woods to free his mind and free his soul, and how the setting helps him regain control. The second track, Tempestuous, is like a go hard banger that I could see being used in something like maybe a sports highlight video, like an edit type of thing. It just has that kind of vibe to me. Then there's a feeling of clarity and a calm that accompanies the third track, Susurrus. I hope I'm saying that right. The susurration, I believe that's what I could say. The susurration of Cad's voice matches the atmospheric chamber-like beat very well. And this track is very meditative in a sense too. Then we're back to another banger on Perdition, which is actually, you know what, hold on, let me go back, because let me see, here we go. Let me do this real quick and then we'll get back to the fourth track, because I meant to tell you which each track, because some of these words I'd never heard before, and some of these words I'd heard before, but I didn't know the definition. So let's go to that real quick. Hierarch with the first track is like a Welsh word for the longing or nostalgia, an earnest longing or desire or sense of regret, the feeling of longing for a home that no longer exists or never was, a deep and irrational bond felt with a time, era, place, or person, which makes sense given what that track Hierarch is and what it sounded like and what he was talking about. With Tempestuous, characterized by strong and turbulent or conflicting emotion, which given and very stormy, which given how that track was, Tempestuous, like I said, like a real go hard banger. I could see perfect title and perfect beat, everything meshes there. Then with the third track, Susurrus, to use an example, it's like the susurration of the river, a whispering, murmuring, or rustling, which given that beat and Cad's voice, again, it all goes together well. Now with the fourth track, Perdition, we're back to another banger here, and Cad like really just said like fuck it here. Like it's almost like a dialed up Tempestuous 2.0, and this is like the other side of that calm that he strives for. Like this is the feeling that he escapes, well, that he tries to escape from when he goes to the woods. And this would be, hold on, with Perdition, which is another one of those things where it's like, okay, I've heard it before. And in Christian theology, it's a state of eternal punishment and damnation, which is sinful and unpenitent person passes after death. Okay. Then we get to this next track, Noctuary. It's like we're returning back to a calmer tone and pace on this track. It's another banger though, and it's a bit dreamlike too. I feel like he's trying to achieve at least a temporary ego death with what he's talking about here, and it was obvious. It was pretty clear. It was easy to figure out what a track like this would be about. Noctuary, like, nocturnal, things like that. I knew it would have something to do with like a night setting type of thing. And there's no actual definition other than on the Collins Dictionary where it talks about it being like a journal of what happens in the night. So of course, with, like I said, noctuary, nocturnal, I knew it would have something to do with the nighttime because that's just easy to pick up on. The next track, Serenophilia or Coronophilia. It's a very cinematic vibe here, and Coronophilia is like finding intense beauty in storms, which I can relate to. I love I love thunderstorms. What can I say? Then we get to the next track, Ethereal, which, of course, I've heard that word before. Of course, I, in a sense, know what it means, but a definition for it would be extremely delicate and light in a way that seems too perfect for this world. And in chemistry, it's of a solution, having dithyl ether as a solvent. But I'm pretty sure he's talking about ethereal, like in terms of beauty. And yeah, it's the 7th track, and it's very chilly, light, and free. The beauty is melancholic in a way, and I imagine that Cad wants to feel and become like how I described this song to be. And the next track, Acquiescence, which is just that is a beautiful word in itself. I believe what Cad is trying to express here is that he will persevere through every experience, and that after every experience, he will come out on the other side each time as a different person on a different level. And acquiescence itself is the reluctant acceptance of something without protest. Then we get to the title track, the 8th track. Not the 8th track, the 9th track. Ardor. Which here the Cad is saying like that regardless of the trials and tribulations, bumps in the roads, naysayers, to pursue your dreams, because that's what he's gonna do. And the sample in this beat like really reminds me of like a Clams Casino, or like I could have heard Sadistic on this, or Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony on this, especially during his Chasing the Devil days back in 2015 with that album. And Ardor is enthusiasm or passion, which is fitting given what the subject, what the theme of the track is here. Then we get into the next track, Pyroclasm, which is like a very up-tempo warning to like not awake the sleeping dragon. And I can't really find a definition, but just the fact that pyro is within the word itself, I knew it would have something to do with fire. So yeah, the next track, well actually, no, the final track to close the album, Cad takes us to where he roams and walks up in the clouds with the track titled Nephilim, which feels like him saying like be happy, which is kind of like the perfect goodbye for now, given the tone of this album. I mean, it meshes well between peace and harmony to conflict and rage in a sense. It's more so, or at least what I pick up on and what I enjoy more, is the peace and harmony side part of the album. But it just feels like a perfect goodbye for now. Like I said, just given the tone of this album and what he's coming off of when he was on Astral Almamatta. But and the definition of Nephilim is one who walks the clouds, which is what this track feels like, and it's what a good amount of the tracks on this album feel like, if I'm being honest. But I have to say, honestly, he surpassed Astral for me. The growth since then is easy to see, and I love the beats here as well as the song titles, the subjects, the themes, and Cab's cadence on the beats themselves. His delivery, the flow, everything, especially on certain beats. I'd give this project a 7.25 out of 10 because not just the beats, but the diversity in the beats, the subject, and just the titles alone. It's like some of these words I'd never heard before, Didn't know the definition, nothing. Some I knew, I've seen the words before, I'd heard them, I'd read them in books, hadn't had an idea of what they meant, and some I just, a couple I just knew anyway, or again, just had an idea, but I just learned, I learned the definite, I learned new words, and I learned the definition of new words, so that's a way to get me to like something if I'm learning something, something new. But yeah, like a 7.25 out of 10, definitely better than Astral Almamatta for me. Can't wait to see what my man does next. I'll definitely leave the link to not only read the interview that we had together, and the written review on okthough.com, but I'll also leave the link to stream Ardor down below. And if you've heard this project, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And if you haven't heard it, I definitely recommend that you check it out. Like I said, I'll leave the link to it in the description. Definitely be sure to follow Cadi. I'll leave his socials in the description as well. But yeah, be sure to like this video if you like the review, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the content that you see, and check the description for not only everything that I mentioned earlier, but also my social medias and everything are down there as well. And that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all next time.